It's time for another episode of Keep It or Give It Away. And this time I will be talking about Crossed Swords, the Richard Fleischer film. This is one that I had never heard about when I picked it up, but I only grabbed it because I'm a big fan of Richard Fleischer. He's a director that really doesn't get that much attention, even though he's done a lot of famous things like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Fantastic Voyage, and he was pretty much a journeyman. But at his best, there's a kind of nervy energy in his movies, and I was really hoping that Crossed Swords would kind of deliver that. Now, I had never heard about it when I picked it up, and one of the reasons that may be is because it also went under the title The Prince and the Pauper. But when I looked at this, I was like, wow, I love swashbucklers, and I adore the cast of this film because you are swimming in a river of ham. It includes such actors as Raquel Welch, drunken Oliver Reed at his swashbuckling best, Ernest Borgnine, kind of doing an English accent, it depends from scene to scene, George C. Scott appearing once as the King of the Beggars, Charlton Heston, David Hemmings, Rex Harrison in his first role in 8 years by the time he acted in this, and an unrecognizable Sybil Danning. It's even by Ilya Salkind, the producer that would give the world Superman, and had previously produced The Three Musketeers, directed by Richard Lester, and co-starring Oliver Reed, which is definitely what this is trying to rip off. Unfortunately, it's just not good. The main weight of this not goodness has often fallen to the feet of the star of the film, Mark Lester. No, not the director of Commando, a different Mark Lester, the one who appeared as a child in Oliver! And he is not good in this. He is a whiny baby in both versions of the Prince and or the Pauper role. It's not his fault, it's just not written very well, and everything around that is not really that exciting. You either get boring court intrigue, where Mark Lester is saying, "I'm not the king," and then eventually power corrupts him, or you have Mark Lester as a haughty pauper who teams up with Oliver Reed, who is 100% the best part of this movie as a drunken captain who swashbuckles and sword fights his way through the film. But the problem is that Oliver Reed only takes up like 1/4 of the picture, so the rest of it is this big, grandiose thing that just isn't that exciting. Richard Fleischer is in pure autopilot mode. There is no personality, no real idea of the kind of direction that this thing should have other than big and stately. It's shot by Jack Cardiff, the super famous cinematographer who is probably most famous for shooting a bunch of Michael Powell films. He also worked with Richard Fleischer on The Vikings, which I have to admit I've never seen, but I hear is incredibly good and was very inspiring to a lot of people that see it. But even the Jack Cardiff cinematography in this is pretty much what you would expect. There's nothing real wow about it. So, unfortunately for Crossed Swords, this is going to have to be a give it away. Now, I'm not going to give it away to anybody watching this. I'm sorry if you expected that. That will only happen here or there. I'll probably give this away in an upcoming contest with the Important Cinema Club, or I'll give this away during the 24-hour horror movie Mind Melter, which is a thing that I do online on Twitch pretty much once a year during the summer, and I just show summerish movies, action films, comedy, some rare dramas, stuff that hopefully you haven't heard of, and if you have, it's like a warm, comforting blanket. And I like to do little contests between the movies and give stuff away, and that will probably be added to the pile. So, if you want to win this, just check out the Twitch stream I'll be doing on June 25th. For more information, check out my Twitter at Decloux, D-E-C-L-O-U-X, and the letter J. There's going to be posters and more information that'll go up over the following weeks as we get to that date. And so, Crossed Swords, this Blu-ray package is actually pretty solid. There's a commentary track by the dependable hand of Howard S. Berger, Steve Mitchell, Nathaniel Thompson. They always do the films that, like, you know, no real scholar wants to talk about them, so I'm glad they can jump on it, even though sometimes you feel that enthusiasm for the product is a little bit forced. It also comes with an international cut of the movie that's 120 minutes long, and I don't know, I don't want a longer version of a film that I did not enjoy very much. So, add it to the pile, and I will see you in the next video.